Devil May Cry.
Alright, so we're gonna get right into the business of talking about Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, because obviously why not? Why wouldn't I do this? The only thing that I have to sort of cross-reference is the last video I made talking about how the community perceived that there was no Virgil and that he wasn't coming, etc. So, we have Virgil now, and I'm not sort of going back and disagreeing about that. I don't feel the need to delete anything about that. That's how I feel. I put my opinions out there, but I feel like people should watch that whole video just in case, because they seem to pick out only the fucking title as they usually do, and they don't listen to the whole entire thing, especially where I said that the DMC community is rather picky. When it comes to Insuno doing differing works like Dragon's Dogma, etc., I can get the feeling that you don't care about that. However, that being said, if the next game that he does is Dragon's Dogma 2 and it's not anything DMC related, then let that man live, let him rock, let him creatively do his thing instead of constantly bashing and asking for Devil May Cry over and over and over again. And that's what the fandom does. I'm not inherently wrong on that. Whenever something is not DMC related from the DMC team and something new comes along, people get impatient, people get pissed, and I guess this is sort of how fandoms are. You know, you're impatient when you don't get what you want. I can understand that. At the same time, there's a way of going about it. Once again, this happened with the whole announcement of animes. You saw that Dragon's Dogma was first, DMC anime was not in the cards or not talked about, and then people complained about it. So I'm not wrong in that regard, that once again, when it comes to a vision that this company has, people tend to skim over that and just focus on Devil May Cry, pinpoint after pinpoint after pinpoint, and it's kind of annoying behavior. Let's be honest. Now let's get into the meat of this video, which is talking about how all the hype has subsided, how all the nuts has busted into heaven, and how we have this situation here where I kind of disagree about some of the practices with how they are distributing the Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. One thing that they're doing that people should realize is they are really skewing this release, or things will come out on other platforms later than sooner. And let's get right into it. You see it on screen. Obviously, you gotta wait for Virgil on other platforms. That means that if it's not the PS5 or Xbox Series X, you gotta wait that ass for a while. I think it's gonna be just separate DLC, and you can pay for them, and you will be able to pay for Virgil in the PC version when that comes out. There is, however, going to be no special edition update for PC users, and there's going to be no Legendary Dark Knight mode made for PC. Then there's going to be no physical versions at launch. I think you have to wait until like maybe months later, weeks later, and there's going to be physical versions. At least it's still coming. And then multi-platform exclusivity. This is only done by greed. They decided to take this game and make it appeal to the users that are early adopters getting next generation platforms. And honestly, it's kind of bullshit, really. It only benefits Sony and Microsoft. It doesn't benefit the players at all. You gotta wait for shit. You got shit screwed all over the place. It's a flaming mess with how they are distributing this game just for early adopters. If you're an early adopter, you should be good. If you're not, you gotta wait. And I don't like that. Luckily, I waited to talk about this more because I do have a friend that released a thread and I kind of agree with it. I'm 50-50. I feel down the road about these changes. I don't like the full distribution. That being said, some of the stuff being said about the mods and the mod community and all that stuff, I also agree with. Because he said, in closing, I hope Capcom does release DMC5 SE on PC so that people who really want to show their love/support for the franchise can do so. However, modders need to also stop pretending they don't already have a fair chunk of these features, which is true. We already got turbo mode on PC. We can fuck with trainers. You can spawn multiple enemies. If you have all the stuff in the modding scene, then the only thing you really need is Virgil, and that's it. And he's coming to DMC5 regardless for PC. That's about it. People like to tout these features, people like to tout these mods, and they already have the superior version of the game on the PC platform. So it's like, well, what are you complaining about now with constantly tagging about the SE update? Unless it's very substantial and it's stuff that we're not getting at all, like Ladies Night or things like that. It's still yet to be confirmed what type of content is going to be in DMC5 SE outside of Virgil, Legendary Dark Knight, and Turbo modes. Unless we are getting a little bit more, because TGS is around the corner next week, unless they are locking something a little bit more significant behind this update that the modding community hasn't already done, then I don't see the complaints. If anything, I would say that those people spending $40 for a game that has bare bones updates and just Virgil alone, they're getting ripped off. Like, the only thing new they're getting is him, and that's it. And honestly, if Virgil is going to be DLC that's coming later, then that might be actually a godsend, because you could just buy the DLC for cheaper, possibly, and then get that update, and that's the only thing you really care about, unless they do more quality of life improvements. The last thing I gotta touch on is obviously that statement I made about the only thing people are getting is Virgil. You're actually getting a little bit more. Just to clarify, you are getting 120 FPS. You are getting, I think it's 120 FPS and 1080p. You're also getting the ray tracing, and you're also getting Legendary Dark Knight and Turbo mode for the Xbox Series X and the PS5. These are all some features that have been on PC since the dawn of time, but hey, you're also getting this stuff too. Yeah, I am acknowledging that this could not be possible for ray tracing, at least, and for the enhancements of graphics and LDK. I know this is not possible for last gen versions, which is fine that they're just getting Virgil and that's it. Perfectly understandable, perfectly reasonable that these are graphical enhancements that cannot carry over to current gen platforms. That's all I gotta say on that matter. Now it's time for me to go and do this jump cut and talk about some of the interesting stuff I saw in the Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition trailer. Alright, I'm just going to get into breaking down the trailer, just making sure I'm recording, and let's get right into the business. Capcom's logo, Capcom presents.
That day, if our positions
They're showing off the ray tracing here, which I don't have to go over. The puddles look magnificent.
would our fates be
Mirrors, reflections, windows, glass. That's all looking very immaculate right now.
positions were switched?
They pulling the flex.
Would our fates be different? Would I have your life?
Now this is new.
and
We
you
don't
not?
see Virgil's decaying body as he walks into the garage from his perspective. I'm assuming new cutscenes, just being told from his viewpoint.
You a demon?
I'm not sure about new story. That's also new. Seeing the glass drop on his revival while seeing this new image of him like just turning around.
You a demon?
That's different. I'm assuming there's going to be cutscenes from his perspective. I'm not sure about full-on story DLC. That's a bit out of the park. We don't know what's going on with that in particular. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Yamato Combo C. Rapid Slash. Judgment Cut. Upper Slash. Just a lot of typical combos going on. Aerial Rave. Oh my god, also I'm watching this at like the worst quality, I apologize. Why is this on like 360p? No, my guy, we gotta put this at a higher frame rate. Let's go. Just so you guys can see the quality here. Yeah, now it looks better. I don't know why it was on 360p. That was weird.
Would I have your life?
Look at that. Let's go back to those combos though. Them combos. Full fat combos. Look at that. Oh, this is so cool. That's also new. Is that, hold on, wait a minute. Is that Virgil in the underworld fighting the demons? Hold on, so there's gonna be an expanded scene of this? Because the game just ends on that part. We don't see a full cutscene of him absolutely demolishing these demons with Yamato. Okay, we got some stuff going on with summon swords. Wait a minute. What is that enemy that he's fighting with summon swords right here? I assume that's the... Oh, that's the Nilo Knights. That's also new from his perspective. Send DT Virgil. That's a doppelganger that they sort of took from DMC, the reboot. Which is, I mean, the end of this game is very reminiscent to DMC, fighting Virgil, fighting the doppelganger. Dante saying the line, "Not in a million years." Obviously a clear jab, but you know, everything is all in good fun. Or rapid slashes. Now, we got to talk about this part. This right here. Virgil impels himself, and then a spectral V comes out and demolishes everyone in the area. That is a ultimately new move. He goes DT. And everyone was speculating, will you be able to play with V or like depower yourself? It's like Goku going from fucking Super Saiyan 3 back to Super Saiyan 1 and saying, "Fam, I'm gonna beat you with my weaker form." There's something funny about this though. This unused move was apparently discovered in, and I assume I'm at like 360 again, god damn it, no, 720p bitch, that's all we need. This move was uncovered in the files of Devil May Cry 5. I assume this is the PC version, but as you can see, V does this. Clearly incomplete, and here's the full move. He does that, and boom. Which I assume was going to be an extra AoE move, but they scrapped it or didn't have time to finish it. Now it has like electricity properties to it, and it affects all the enemies in the area. At most, I expect Virgil to do this downgrade move. Well, actually not a downgrade, because every enemy is getting hammered. And it obviously summoned like Nightmare and all that other shit. I assume he's going to do it, and then maybe you'll play with V for a limited time, or you'll just go back to Virgil after the move completes. One or the other, A or B. Got Nero fighting here, the standard stuff, talking about Bloody Palace, which was already in the game, but I assume, you know, obviously the new feature there is Virgil being added to it. Awesome. This is just beautiful, dude. Turbo mode coming to consoles when it's been on PC in Legendary Dark Knight, which is fighting hordes of enemies over and over and over. It's like a no mercies mercenary type deal for Resident Evil, like how they do that with the multiple enemies. They're doing it for DMC. Everything else is just taken from the game. And then Virgil outros. Devil May Cry 5. Special Edition. Anything at the end of this? No, only the fact that it's available digitally first for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Overall, great trailer, but yeah, I said my qualms about how they are distributing the game earlier in this video. Once again though, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. It was fun. It's fun to do. It's always fun to do content like this. And if they reveal anything at TGS, we will be doing an episodic discussion on DMC5 SE once Virgil and all the content and everything else is available to everyone else. Once again, this is Renegade Operative signing out. What do you guys think of the video? Comment below, let me know. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you really enjoyed it. If you really didn't like it, you know, thumbs down, thumbs up. All you gotta do is just let me know your feelings in the comment section, and I will respond to you at my own leisure, at my own pace. And once again, you know, it's good to finally have DMC in good graces. It's not 100% agreeable, in my opinion. Yet, I can understand some philosophies, some changes, and how some reactions are coordinated in the community. And hopefully, they roll out this content and they add in a lot more than necessary from what I gather. Because the main thing about DMC5 originally, is that it lacked content afterwards. Like, more costumes, maybe. Talk about that. Maybe implement more features, maybe do finally that co-op Bloody Palace mod. I don't know if they're going to do it. Maybe we'll see. Who knows? They always will probably have some underhanded secrets, and I just hope that there could be more than meets the eye outside of putting out a bare bones expansion with Virgil, and that's it. Maybe I'm having too much high hopes. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Until then, once again, I'm really signing out. It was fun talking to you guys. I will see you guys next time. Later.